Welcome to Project Resource Management. Today I am going to talk in detail about tools and techniques involved in project resource management. The project resource management knowledge area has 6 processes. That is, plan resource management is the first process of project resource management, which is also part of project management plan. Then we have estimate activity resources. Third process is acquire resources. Fourth one is develop team. Fifth one is manage team. And last one is control resources. In plan resource management, the process of defining how to estimate, acquire, manage and utilize physical and team resources. Whereas estimate activity resources talks about estimating team resources and type and quantity of material, equipment and supplies necessary to perform project work. In acquire resources, we obtain team members, facilities, equipment, materials, supplies. In develop team, we talk about improving competencies of team members, their interaction and overall team environment. Whereas in manage team, we track team members' performance, provide feedback, resolve issues through conflict management and managing team changes optimization. And in control resources, it is a part of monitoring and control process group, which talks about the physical resources assigned and allocated to project are available as planned. Since each and every process involved in project management has been divided into 3 parts: inputs, tools and techniques and outputs. But today in this video I am just going to talk about tools and techniques of all 6 processes of project resource management. Like our first tool and technique, which I am going to discuss right now, which is part of plan resource management, is called data representation, which has organization chart, responsibility chart and role description. The traditional organizational chart structure can be used to show positions and relationship in a graphical top-down format, like work breakdown structure, like organizational breakdown structure, like resource breakdown structure. Whereas RAM shows responsibility assignment matrix shows the project resources assigned to each work package. It is used to illustrate the connection between work packages or activities and the project team members. The text-oriented formats, role description, team members' responsibility that require detailed description can be specified in text-oriented format like your job description. As I said earlier, the traditional organization chart structure can be used to show positions and relationships in a graphical top-down format. Work breakdown structure designed to show how project deliverables are broken down into work packages provide a way of showing high-level areas of responsibility, while the work breakdown structure shows a breakdown of project deliverables. Similarly, the organizational breakdown structure is arranged according to the organization existing departments, units or teams with the project activities or work packages listed under each department. Like data representation, that is also called responsibility assignment matrix, has 4 properties. Number 1, if you are going to assign an activity or task to your team members, so obviously he will be responsible, but he may not be accountable. Accountable will be his or her line manager or a project manager direct. Consulted those whose opinion are sought, typically subject matter experts, and with whom there is two-way communication. In case if he or she needs any help, any training, any assistance, so obviously whom to contact. And last thing, when that work is done, those who are kept up to date on progress, often only on completion of the task or deliverables, with whom there is just one-way communication. So in responsibility assignment matrix, it has 4 properties. Responsible means a person who is directly involved in producing deliverables. Accountable is a person who is his or her boss. Consulted is a person who will give the training guidance to the responsible person, and Informed is a person who will be informed when the thing is done, when the deliverable is ready. And like here in this example, you can see create charter. So Ben is responsible for creating a project charter, whereas N is accountable for Ben. And when the charter is ready, Ben will inform, call us, dine and add. Similarly, you can see another example you have is collect requirement. Whereas in collect requirement, Collis is a responsible person, means he will gather requirements from the stakeholders. And Ben is accountable, means Ben is answerable for his work. And when the document is completed, he will inform and in case he needs any help, he can get training or any help from Dina and Ed. So this is called responsibility assignment matrix. A third tool and technique is called text oriented format, whereas team members' responsibility that required detailed description can be specified in text oriented formats. Usually in outline form, the document provide information such as responsibilities, authorities, competencies and qualification. The text oriented format is just like your job description. So when we identify our activities in activity list and based on the activity attributes list, we explain project deliverables or activities behavior or activity description, and then we assign to someone within our project team. Organizational theory is another tool and technique of plan resource management. Organizational theory provides information regarding the way in which people, teams, and organizational units behave. Effective use of common techniques identified in organizational theory can shorten the amount of time, cost, and effort needed to create the project resource management process outputs and improving planning efficiency. And of course, expert judgment. Expert judgment and meetings are the common tool and techniques of 49 processes of project management. It means expertise should be considered from individuals or groups within specialized knowledge or training like negotiating, talent management, determine of the preliminary effort level needed to meet project objectives, or to get some help from other team members or someone within your company or organization. And of course, meetings. When planning human resource management of the project, the project management team will hold planning meetings. These meetings leverage a combination of other tools and techniques to allow for all project management team members to reach consensus on a human resource management. So, expert judgment, data representation, hierarchical charts, responsibility assignment matrix, and text oriented formats, organizational theory, and meetings are the tools and techniques of plan resource management. So let's talk about the tools and techniques of estimate activity resources. Prior to start about tools and techniques, I would like to just give a very short introduction or details to reach at this level. The first official document of project management is creating a project charter, and that charter is assigned to a project manager. Then next step of a project manager is to identify stakeholders, and based on the stakeholder register, project manager and his team start gathering requirements from the stakeholders, and they produce documents like requirement documentation and requirement traceability matrix. Based on these two documents, they compile their document in comprehensive document called project scope statement. Based on the project scope statement, they produce two more documents, work breakdown structure and work breakdown structure dictionary. So obviously, then further step is to decompose work packages into more manageable components called activity list, where we produced three documents: activity list, activity attributes document, and milestone list. And based on these three documents, next step is to sequence them. Once we create a network diagram, now we will jump to chapter number 9 of PMBOK, and we will start our work on estimate activity resources. So let's talk about the tools and techniques of estimate activity resources. Its first tool and technique is expert judgment, which we have already talked about. Next tool and technique is called bottom-up estimating. Bottom-up estimating involves the estimation of work at the lowest possible level of detail. These estimates are then aggregated in order to arrive at summary totals. By building detailed cost and time estimates for a work package, the probability of being able to meet the estimates amount improves substantially. Bottom-up estimating technique is used when we do something new which was not done in similar previous projects, or the project sponsor and project demand to provide accurate estimates. Next tool and technique is analogous estimating. Analogous estimating means copying data from previous similar projects. If you are going to perform or you are going to start a new project which has been done similarly in previous years, in past years, so obviously you will contact your PMO office and you will ask or request your PMO office to provide you the documents of previous similar projects. You will read the documents, you will make some changes, and then you will create estimate activity resources based on the previous similar projects as well. So what is analogous estimating? Analogous estimating is used when your company has done similar previous projects. If project sponsor asks you to provide the estimating as soon as possible, so obviously you will take previous project documents from the PMO office and will make some adjustment according to your project. This technique does not provide accurate information. In analogous estimating is the act of using former projects to estimate how long or how much a current project will take or cost. In other words, it is a technique that centers on comparison. This means that the more data that is available, the better the estimate will be. Another tool and technique of estimate activity resources is parametric estimating. Parametric estimating is a project estimation technique whereby a unit rate is used and multiplied by number of units. This technique uses statistical relationship between historical data. For instance, if any activity needs 4,000 hours of coding and it needs to finish it in 1 year, it will require 2 people to code. Another tool and technique of estimate activity resources is alternative analysis. It's a technique is used to work on different options to produce deliverables effectively or to perform project work. For instance, whether to use human resources or we can use machines or some other options you can use. So alternative analysis is the evaluation of different choices available to achieve a particular project management objective. It is an analytical comparison of different factors like operational cost, risk, effectiveness, as well as shortfalls in an operational capability. This is very useful tool and technique. You cannot eliminate this tool and technique, which is called project management information system, which includes softwares to manage your project like project software, like SharePoint software, like Primavera software. Now in this era we use clouds. We upload our data so that our virtual team members can access the files and update the files according to their project needs. So the project management information system is used to compare the baseline with the actual accomplishment of each activity, manage materials, collect financial data, and keep a record for reporting purpose. You cannot complete your project work effectively and efficiently without using this tool and technique. So expert judgment bottom-up estimating, analogous estimating, parametric estimating, alternative analysis, project management information system, and meetings. These are the tools and techniques of estimate activity resources. So we have talked about two processes, tools and techniques: plan resource management and estimate activity resources. My next process is acquire resources, which is third process of project resource management knowledge area. Acquire resource is the process of obtaining team members, facilities, equipment, materials, supplies, and other resources necessary to complete project work. It has four tools and techniques: decision makings, interpersonal and team skills, pre-assignment, and virtual team. So let's talk about first tool and technique, which is called multi-criteria decision analysis. To assign the activity to any team member and work on the following: check the availability, check the cost, ability, experience, skills, attitude, and internal factors. And if you believe you are going to assign an activity to your team member, and if he is capable of doing this work, you must assign that work to him or her. Another tool and technique is called negotiation. Always remember, in any project, a project manager cannot have around 100 of team members all the time sitting in front of him. Obviously, you will ask your functional departments to provide you suitable team members for your project work. So negotiation, staff assignments are negotiated on many projects. For example, the project management team may need to negotiate with the functional managers, other project teams, and external organization, vendor, suppliers, or contractor for suitable project team members. Next tool and technique is called pre-assignment. When your project was initiated based on some specific team members, they are considered pre-assigned team members. And the detail of pre-assigned team members is normally given in a project charter. And virtual teams. Like in today, we all are working from home. Similarly, the virtual team create new possibilities. When acquiring project team members, virtual teams can be defined as group of people with a shared goal who fulfill their roles with little or no time spent meeting face to face. The availability of communication technology such as email, audio conferencing, social media, web-based meetings, and video conferencing has made virtual team feasible. The virtual team model make it possible to form team of people from same organization who live in different countries or cities or areas. Add special expertise, incorporate employees who work from home, form teams of people who work different shifts, hours or days, include people with mobility limitations or disabilities, and move forward with the project that would have been ignored due to travel expenses. In my next video, I will talk about the tools and techniques of develop team, manage teams, and control resources. Do not forget, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon.